उसको तो इससे तो रोजी रोटी नहीं मिलनी है ना, ये लड़ाई है, ये झगड़ा है, इससे तो कुछ रोजी रोटी मिलनी है नहीं। तो व्हाट हैपेंस इज दैट देयर इज नो एम्प्लॉयमेंट, okay, and there is no employment because of there is less illiteracy, there is no literacy. And that has been very nicely used by lot of people, lot of governments right from beginning. And there is something that there is something that is stopping from being educated and from going ahead and getting himself full of knowledge. तो उसको पढ़ाई नहीं करनी है, और पढ़ाई नहीं करनी है तो जो है जाके इलेक्शनों में लड़ाई करनी है और ग्रुप्स बनाने हैं, और the people, those political groups use them to come and be with them and spread violence, you see, and then they want to give them. So it's all like, it all boils down to poverty. So they have to ensure that they come out of this poverty in a very self-respectable way by going and obtaining some education and then getting good employment, getting good jobs and contributing something to the society. See, you need a sense of contribution. What are you contributing to the country? What are you contributing to the society? So the moment you get a sense of contribution, that what can I give, then there is something, because there is no direction and you need to give them a direction and ensure that they follow a path of peace and prosperity so that they can move ahead. आप देख लीजिए यहाँ पे नहीं है, ये आपके पाकिस्तान में भी यही हालत है. I am talking the issue of the Muslims in the subcontinent is a common one. It is no different from Pakistan. The issue of a Muslim is common, but the solutions and the remedies available are much more in India than in Pakistan. That is the difference. You see, because they have an Islamic republic and then they tilt towards violence, but the Indian Muslims don't tilt towards violence thanks to their the atmosphere and the environment of the Hindus or the non-Muslims, the Jains, and they are innumerable people who really don't want, they don't want to get into any violent thinking. It's in the culture, it's the Indian culture. That's a strong culture of India, which is really tolerant and easy going. I mean, कुछ लोगों तो कहते हैं भाई शराफत का दूसरा नाम कमज़ोरी है, but ये कमज़ोरी नहीं है, ये शराफती है. So now the time has come for India to go from sharafati to take a strong step in solving the problem. You see, for example, the Indian Muslim, he thinks the state is against him, which is not true. He thinks the government is against him, which is not true. He thinks the system is against him, which is not true. He says, I don't get jobs. You don't get a job because you are not educated. You don't fulfill the criteria of a good job.
But
so
that
you don't
will
get
be
a
the
job.
same problem with other communities
Absolutely,
in India.
everywhere.
So many Hindus who are
Absolutely, there are so many
unemployed.
Dalits. We have a problem of the Dalits here.
Yes.
We have everything. The problems are for everybody, but the ones that are highlighted are only when it is for this community. So you see, the community has been pampered in the name of the minorities, and I think that the Uniform Civil Code has to come as soon as possible, so that the real meaning of secularism can be maintained. Secularism जो हम कहते हैं, आज भी हम secular नहीं हैं, because the real definition of a secular state is differentiation of the state and the religion. You see, so we don't have it. There are so many places where religion and the state are together. So how is it secular? How can you have your own personal law and interpret through the state? You see, the law is same for everybody. For a classic example is your Shah Bano case, where the rights of a woman have been defended by the state, which is a great thing. But you see, you have a personal law. You just negated that law of the state and try to stop that by using your own law, which is not correct, not in the interest of humanity. You see. So we have to respect laws that are made for our goodwill, for our own benefit. We have a very strong constitution, और जिस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की हम बात कर रहे हैं, जिस जमहूरियत की बात कर रहे हैं, अगर आप इसको मजबूत बनाना चाहते हैं तो ये आपका फ़र्ज़ बनता है कि आप जो है इसके साथ रहें और इसको फॉलो करें. You have the Constitution of India, which is very, very strong, one of the most effective constitutions in the whole world. You see, so you have a state. Recently, you had a beef ban. Problem of cow slaughter in India, and the Supreme Court came down heavily, saying that it is a part of the religion and they will not interfere in that. You see, so you have the court for all the remedies, you have the state for all your remedies, and the state is for everybody. And this belief has to be taken off from the minds of the आम जो Indian Muslim है, उसके यहाँ से कि भाई you owe allegiance to the state will give you. It's simple as that. Are you ready to give something to the country is ready to give you 100 things. You give me 1 and I give you 100. ठीक है, आप इस देश को अपना खून दो, इस देश से आप अपनी आज़ादी लो. आप आज़ाद हैं, आपको समझना चाहिए कि आप आज़ाद हो गए हैं. अभी भी आपको आज़ाद होकर आपको 67 ईयर्स हो गए हैं, बट अभी आप अगर फील कर रहे हैं कि दैट यू आर नॉट फ्री, देन इट इज़ रॉन्ग. You see, This is the place, this is the land where you can roam freely from Kashmir to Kanyakumari तक आप घूम सकते हैं. आपको कोई मतलब there is nobody stopping you here. You know, so you have a great sense of freedom and a great sense of democracy, which you have to be thankful for, and which you have to pay back. You owe something to this country, and that you have to ask yourself. Otherwise, you have an identity crisis. You don't know. You are like Babur. You know, the Babur, the ruler who came to India, he came, he looted the country, he destroyed the Somnath temple, killed some 50,000 people.